Hey guys, it's Nicole here, and I first just want to apologize so much for not uploading last week, but I was actually getting sick, and I was really not in the mood to make a video at all. And also, I was very busy with The Giver, which is the school play that we just did. It just finished yesterday. We had our last performance yesterday, so I was so busy doing that. We had tech week and performing week, and it was just all so much, and being combined with me being a little bit sick. Yeah, not a good combination. So I'm so sorry I couldn't upload last week, but that's my little spiel on that. This week's video is a story time. I've never done one of these before, but I really like watching them, and I think they are really funny, well, sometimes. And I just really want to make my own story time. I really like telling stories. This story time, my very first one, is going to be the time I almost got kidnapped. So let's go. Okay, so I think this was summer of 2015, but I'm not 100% sure. My brother Jacob was performing guitar at the retirement home that's like not that far away from my house, like 20 minutes walking. I decided that no one was home, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go support Jacob at the retirement home. I walked there and I took a shortcut through the park. Well, I showed up at the park and I was like way too early. Like I left really early, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna hang out at the park. It's kind of cold for a summer day, not really sure why. There was almost nobody there, nobody at all. Like, I actually don't even think there was anyone, and if there was someone, then it was like in a different area of the park. But there was like no one in the area that I was in. Like actually everyone that was there was just leaving, and I don't know why. But there were like no cars and no people because everyone had just left. So I'm like, you know, whatever, that gives me the park to myself. I'm a big fan of the swings, so I went on the swings. And I just swung for like 10 minutes, I was on my phone, you know, it was chill. When I decided to leave, like 15 minutes later, 10 or 15 minutes, I was like, I'll be a little bit early. So I got off the swings, and still nobody there. Well, there was this van in like one of those longer vans, and it was, I don't remember what, it was like a painting company or something. There was a man, like probably in his 30s, and he was like texting or smoking or drinking, something like that, I don't even remember what, leaning against his car. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I didn't really think anything of it. Well, so then I leave that same way that I came. I have my phone in my hand, and I'm like texting, and I'm just walking away from the park. We hit eye contact, and I'm like, oh, this guy's kind of creepy, but like I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, oh, you know, whatever, it happens. So I just start walking, and he like immediately jumps into his van. I'm like, okay. So then like I start walking, and I could just see him. Like I look back, and I could just see him staring at me in the van, and I'm like, what is he doing? Like, and then I hear him whistling, like out of his window, he starts whistling at me. And I'm like, oh, this is really creepy. Then I get super freaked out, so I start walking a little bit faster. He starts up his van, and he's like following me in his van. And as soon as I realize that he's following me, I, no joke, sprint. I hardly even looked for cars before I crossed the crosswalk. Like, I was sprinting through this neighborhood to get to my elementary school, which is the way to the retirement home. I was like sprinting through there. Like, I was so absolutely scared. And I had my hand, like my phone in my hand, ready to call 911 if I need to. Like, it was on the phone app, I guess you can call it. I was so scared. And I looked back, like, when I was pretty far up the street, and I looked back, and it turned. And I was like, oh my gosh, but that was like the most scary thing like in my life. I was so frightened. I kept on running. I was like, oh my gosh. And I kept on like looking back every like 20 seconds to make sure no one was following me. I'll tell another one since this video is kind of short. This was just like a few weeks ago. Another time I was kind of creeped out that I was gonna get kidnapped. I really don't think that I was threatened at all. I just think that in my crazy, frightening brain, I thought this person was gonna do something to me. I had to walk to youth group, which is only like a 20-minute walk from my house. I started walking. So I got to this one point where I was like halfway to the church. I like saw these really big bushes, and I was just walking by them, and I had to walk like kind of in people's front yards, kind of like their driveway, because no sidewalk, and I'm not gonna walk in the road because like there's practically nothing there. I'm gonna get hit if someone's not paying attention. I'm like looking at the houses, making sure that no one was gonna like get mad at me, but I mean like I have to. There's no sidewalk. I don't know what to tell you guys. I was walking through there and I saw these bushes. I looked like towards the house. So when I looked at the house, I was actually looking through the bushes because the house was covered by the bushes. So I looked through the bushes and there was a person wearing black staring right at me, like practically through the bushes. I was frightened. I started walking so fast and I was looking back like every 10 seconds. Again, I really don't think this was a threat. I think this was just a person taking care of the lawn and they just so happened to be wearing black and they just happened to be a man. But still, I was frightened. Anytime that I'm walking and there's a man either in front of me, across from me, behind me, oh my gosh, I get so scared. If they're like in their 20s or higher, because you never know when a guy's gonna try to attack you. And so I will get frightened at any point. I mean, they could do something younger, but that's just generally the range. I will have my phone in my hand and I'm just, oh, it's really scary. And like 99% of the time it's not a threat. It's just my brain being prepared in case anything happens and being like completely frightened. But, you know, that's just me. So that's my story time about the time I almost got kidnapped. Oh my gosh, it's the most frightening thing. Basically, my biggest fear is a man doing anything to me. Or I guess like even a woman, but like a person doing anything bad to me that I don't want to happen. But I mean, like primarily I think about the things that are on the news, such as kidnappings, murders, and or rapes. Those are like my 3 biggest fears. But like basically anyone doing anything bad to me is like my biggest fears. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Sorry again I didn't upload last week. I hope this was a good enough video for you guys to make up for last week. Probably not, but you know what? Whatever. If there are any other kind of categories you want me to tell a story time for, let me know in the description below. Or if you have any video suggestions in general. Every single week when it comes time for me to upload a video, I sit here and I'm like, oh my gosh, what on earth am I gonna upload? I don't know. I will probably see you guys next Tuesday. Peace and I love you. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Give this video a like. Leave a comment down below to show your support. Share this video if you feel like you liked it. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for all of your support as always. Bye guys.